Like if you're some small business owner and you're like, yeah, like I hate that there's all these big businesses that are sucking the soul out of the world. Well, if you use AI, you're in favor of that. You might as well be in favor of Walmart. You don't deserve to own a small business if you're going to use AI for it. You should just work for Walmart. That's what you want. The same kind of by the numbers, pushed out soullessness that is something like Walmart. That's what you want if you use AI in your thing. So why not go work for them and close down your business because you don't deserve to have one? This is an ad that has been making me very angry lately. I recently got Disney Plus because I was covering like Disney stuff, so it's easier for me to just have Disney Plus to do my job. And I got Disney Plus with ads because it's like, fine, I don't care about ads. Like in some ways I like ads. I actually am someone who enjoys commercials. I do. I like the art of commercials. I like seeing the actors and the artistry behind commercials. I almost miss commercials from like cable, you know? And like even like streaming commercials are worse than like cable commercials because streaming commercials they run the same ones over and over again. It's awful. It's almost like it's either because there aren't as many commercials that advertise on streaming anyway, so maybe they just don't have as many to show you, or it's that streaming commercials are much more targeted because of the whole like they take your data and all this nonsense, so you get the same commercials over and over again. Or maybe it's just a ploy to get you to pay for the premium where it doesn't have ads because you see the same ads over and over again. They drive you crazy. So it's like, I'm just going to pay for it. Maybe that's why. Anyway, this is one ad that might as well be a ploy to get me to pay for Disney Plus without ads, which is this riding school GoDaddy Aero. So GoDaddy, it's like, got a weird name, GoDaddy. I never liked that name, but it's like a website designer. It's like a Squarespace kind of thing. It's like it's been around for a long time. Anyway, they're going like all in on AI, you know, website design. Oh, I have AI do it for you. It's all that crap, you know. But there's one commercial that really, really bothered me. All right, so we open on a poorly drawn horse. GoDaddy AI row. Look at this. There's a little star logo on the top, on the eye on the AI, because AI wants you to think that it's magic. They want to act like it's magic when it's actually just scouring data that was stolen from real artists. It's not magic. If you learn how it works, it's anything but magic.
As you can tell, I was not created by GoDaddy Aero.
As you can tell, I was not created by GoDaddy Aero. Because it's bad, because it looks bad.
It uses AI to create great.
It uses AI to create.
Looking totally pro logos in minutes.
Totally pro logos in minutes. So I think already what's misleading about this is that making a logo with AI, and look, I get that like the world is not the internet. So like we're all here very like anti-AI. We all hate AI, where it's like, is the world really like that? Like, are people that broadly like anti-AI? And I think for the most part, yes. I think for the most part, a lot of people hate AI like in like a logo. Like I think an AI logo for the vast majority of people will make your business look bad if it's known that it's AI, if it's obvious, if you cover it, if it's not like that's more of the problem is that people can't spot it rather than that they're okay with it. I'd say that that's kind of the difference.
Now that's a horse. Me? Ugh, I look like a two-legged dog. A dog horse.
It's also like such a like, I know like commercials aren't known for having the best jokes or whatever, but I look like a two-legged dog, a dog horse. Like it's just so uninspired. It's just so uninspired. Like, and again, I like the artistry of commercials. There are funny commercials. There are good commercials. Like there are things that commercials do that can be enjoyable, that can be memorable. Like do you actually sitting there in your like boardroom when you're writing this commercial and you're like, I look like a dog horse. And you're like, that's what's going to make people remember your product. Like, seriously, come on.
I'm a dorse, man. Who needs some
I'm a dorse. It just gets worse. I was already roasting it just when I thought it could get less funny. Gorgeous logos in minutes. So let's talk about why this stood out to me, why I felt that this was worth discussing. This is the first AI thing that I've noticed because I've been aware of the existence of this stuff for a while. People have been AI generating logos for a couple of years now. Like it's been a problem, but what I think is notable about this commercial is the contempt for artists. Is the like it literally it portrays two opposing ideas. There is the submissive, self-flagellating, I am worthless horse saying, I am poorly drawn, I shouldn't be the logo. And then there is the AI generated logo saying, I should be the logo, I'm the better logo. But the story of the commercial, you'll notice, is told from the perspective of the drawn horse, from the perspective of the old, essentially saying, I, the old traditional art, am inferior, and you're hearing it straight from the horse's mouth. That's kind of what any story is. Like, stories are about taking something and communicating a perspective through that thing. And the thing that you have communicate that perspective, that you can manipulate to communicate any perspective, is very powerful and very intentional. And you can also use that to communicate a bad perspective. So by saying this, it's saying that the person who can draw this, well, now you can make this. You can make this. But this commercial leaves out a very obvious variable. And that is the logo that would be drawn by a professional artist. Completely erased from this, not even taken into consideration. It creates a dichotomy of you either can draw your own logo. How can you draw your own logo? You're too busy with horse stuff. You can't draw, or generate a logo with AI. These are the only two options as so presented by this commercial. We obviously know the real option, the only option really in this situation, where you are someone who cannot draw yourself and you need a logo for your business. The only valid option when you are in that position is to hire an artist. Only valid option. Drawing it yourself wouldn't look good enough. Using AI is wrong. Not only does your logo look worse, but it loses something. And also, it's a contribution to the overall weakening of the arts, the overall destruction of the arts. This, you might think, oh, I'm just a small business. Oh, I'm just, first of all, a horseback riding school. Let's just a slight tangent on that. A horseback riding school. Do you know how expensive horses are? You could hire an artist to make your logo for what it costs to care for a horse for a week. Are you kidding me? What a tone deaf subject of the video. Like, if I were an evil AI corporate executive, I would be like, guys, we got to really appeal to these people who want to make excuses for themselves. A horseback riding school is not going to cut it. You got to find a concept of a struggling small business. I mean, you got to be like, oh, like, yeah, we're just a little antique shop. Like we're just trying to stay afloat. We're trying to be a pillar of this community. We wouldn't be able to survive without AI. Now that's nonsense too. The no one should have an excuse to use AI, but you would at least, with your bad arguments, be able to use logical fallacy to convince more people of your position if you use that, that more sinister example. So if you're like a random small business owner, you might be thinking that you deserve a carve out. Oh, I'm just one person. I have AI make my logo. Well, I go out of business. I can't afford to commission an artist, blah, blah, blah. It's excuses. It's nonsense. You're a loser. Your business deserves to fail. Honestly, if you have that attitude already, if you have that defeatist attitude of, I need it because I am blah, 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 you already deserve to fail. And I hope you fail. What do I care if Jane's riding school has an AI horse? What does that matter? I just won't go to Jane's riding school. But this adopted broadly, logos being made by robots, being adopted broadly, this will have disastrous consequences. Like, do you not see the consequences of logos be like, because before logos were all made by people. There was literally no way to not have a logo made by people. Don't we understand that this leads to a contribution of making the arts better? I mean, it's a way for artists to kind of get out there, but it's even beyond that, even beyond just like the practice element, okay? Because where you can address like the system itself, like, okay, if you're an artist, it's a way for you to get work, it's a way for you to get this, and there's validity to the work argument, to the it gives people careers and this whole thing. But also, I think we need to address why that career is valuable in the first place, why it matters for someone to make this other than it just being made. And I think that if you're someone who doesn't really understand that, I think that you probably have severe depression and you should get help. If you actually don't value that, like, I think that there is something wrong with you if you don't value that. The existence of human made art in logos, it gives a little more human perspective to something that is, you know, a little bit more of like a business. Like, let's say you're a horseback riding company. Okay, you're teaching people to ride horses. Okay, riding a horse is it can, I mean, you know, in a lot of ways you could think of it as like a posh rich person thing, but like, let's actually be charitable to that. Let's be charitable to that idea. What is the positives of learning to ride a horse? I mean, it's a sport, it's exercise, it's a way that humans got around for hundreds of years before we invented automobiles. It's a way that you can connect with an animal. It's a way for an animal to work in tandem with a human being and travel. It's there's a lot of positives to riding a horse. And I think anyone who runs a horseback riding school would care about that, would care about what it means for someone to ride a horse. Would you want a robot to replace your horses? You know, how would you feel about that? It's always the thing that they don't do, the thing that they don't care about. Like, you know, you even see this with like YouTubers where like someone will be like, you know, they like to like write their videos. Ooh, I'd really like to write horror stories. I would never use AI to write my horror stories. That would be terrible. But all the visuals are AI because they're not an artist. So the AI can just do that. Like, you need to have respect for all art forms. I have respect for horseback riding when I'm not a horseback rider, you know, but like, why can't a person, and again, this is fictional. You know, it's just an example, but like, let's say that this person was real. There was actually a Jane's riding school and they used AI. You know, what I would say to Jane, listen here, Jane, I respect the human element of what you do. I respect the human element of what it means to connect with horses, to want to ride horses, to want to train horses, to want to love horses, to be around horses, to be in nature, all this sort of stuff. I respect the human element of that. Why can't you respect the human element of creating the image that represents that thing that you care about? And it doesn't matter if you can afford it. If you can't afford it, then like you should fail. Like, you don't have money to, and I know there's problems with capitalism. I know it sucks where like, it's like, ooh, you know, it is unfortunate that, yeah, mom and pop shops or these small businesses, they get run out by, you know, big corpos like Amazon or Walmart. Like, no one can make a living doing anything anymore because all these big corporations made doing that thing industrialized and worse for everyone. I get that. But AI is not the cheat code for that. Like, that doesn't, you're not getting ahead. You're just contributing to making the world worse. The very thing that, like, if you're some small business owner and you're like, yeah, like, I hate that there's all these big businesses that are sucking the soul out of the world. Well, if you use AI, you're in favor of that. You might as well be in favor of Walmart. You don't deserve to own a small business if you're going to use AI for it. You should just work for Walmart. That's what you want. The same kind of by the numbers, pushed out soullessness that is something like Walmart. That's what you want if you use AI in your thing. So why not go work for them and close down your business because you don't deserve to have one? I'm quite confused why people would have trouble with having logo art when they were able to afford a whole business. It wouldn't take less than $100 now. It'd probably be a little more than that, especially something that could really have longevity. I don't know the exact cost. It's pretty negligible. To use AI is an active choice. I don't think that there is a single small business on earth where having an AI logo is the be all end all. where it would actually be the difference between them succeeding and failing. And if it was, then they should just fail. Obviously, no one's going to take that. Like someone in that position where they're like, my business can fail or I can use an AI logo, provided that's ever a situation someone would be in. It's certainly a situation where someone would think they would be in because they convince themselves of that. I don't think it's a situation someone would actually be in, but let's say someone is. No one's going to make that choice in that position where it's either have the business or don't. Like I do not believe that someone would actually make that decision, that they would be that noble, which is why I think that this stuff should be banned. I think that it should be illegal to have things that generate images so that they would never have the option in the first place. So that I don't have to see it. Because by the way, this is not a personal choice issue. I do not believe in this whole, well, if you don't like it, don't look at it. Don't shop there or don't do this. No, this is not a personal choice issue. This affects everyone on Earth. The existence of things that make AI logos affects every single person. It does not only affect the people who choose to shop at the businesses. It does not only affect the people that choose to use it. It affects everyone. I don't want the world that I live in to be filled with AI generated logos. I don't want it to be. And I think that AI generated logos should be illegal because I don't want to see it. And yes, that's enough. Well, that and all of my other arguments about like the, protection of the arts, the importance of the arts, social function of the arts, all that sort of stuff is another good reason. We have made things illegal for a lot less. Trust me. All right. Well, that's the AI horse commercial. Pretty awful stuff. Yeah, so I guess if all the website creators use AI now, so like, would it really even be fair? I guess don't use GoDaddy AI row that it's specifically doing it, but if you need to make a website, I'm sure they all have some kind of AI crap on them. I use Adobe to make my videos, and that's all AI crap, but you just don't use the AI features. Don't use AI, if that wasn't already clear. Anyway, thanks for watching.